Welcome to EP Daily. Today on the show, the rundown becomes something to emulate.
Plus, we enter the ring for a review of the latest film in the Rocky franchise, Creed.
And I'm just some bum that's living in your crib. It's nothing.
You're a good kid, a good fighter.
And then we get into the holiday spirit with Seth Rogen and JGL's new comedy, The Night Before.
And it's gonna be the best night of our lives.
So psyched, man.
Also coming up, we have more holiday cheer with part 3 of our gift guide. We bust out the Hulk Buster on the toy table and much more today on EP Daily. Brought to you by EB Games. I'm your host, Victor Lucas, bringing you the latest in everything cool every single day, and I do have some news to share with you today. At the end of the year, December 31st, 2015, our relationship with City and G4 is going to come to a close. Now, I'm having all kinds of interesting conversations about the future of EP, but if you like what we do and you want to support us, the best thing that you can do is go to our YouTube channel. That's at youtube.com/EPNTV. Watch some content and subscribe. Now, let's get to the rundown. One of Asia's most popular games is finally coming to North America. NCSoft has announced that their hit martial arts MMO, Blade & Soul, will head west on January 19th, 2016. The game was first released in South Korea back in 2012 and features martial arts-inspired PvP combat that has already made it popular in esports competitions. The 2015 Blade & Soul World Championship recently took place in South Korea. Our own Jose Sanchez was there, so we'll have a full report from the event in the coming episode. We'll have to wait and see if Blade & Soul is as popular with Western gamers as it is at home. PlayStation fans are about to get something they've wanted for almost 2 years. Backward compatibility is coming to the PS4. Sony has confirmed that it's working on a way to emulate PS2 games on the console, similar to what Microsoft is already doing with Xbox 360 games on the Xbox One. No other details have been revealed, so we'll have to wait and see which PS2 classics we'll be able to play again. Sony hasn't said if users will ever be able to run PS3 discs on the PS4. PS3 games can already be run using the PlayStation Now streaming service, although that requires a subscription fee. Here to help me discuss today's topics is my buddy Scott Jones. And of course, I think the first thing we have to talk about is the fact that we're not going to be on City and G4 as of December 31st, 2015, but you are going to be able to watch our content on our YouTube channel.
And I think that's what people want to know is how can they still have access to you if they can't see you on TV? I feel like we're moving into the future a little bit here.
Well, we love being on television, and that's certainly some of the conversations that I'm having about for the future, but for now, the best way is our YouTube channel, youtube.com/EPNTV. All right, well, let's move on. We've got a MMO that's a martial arts MMO. It's a very popular game already in the esports kind of category out there, so I'm excited to see how it's picked up. The NCSoft has had some hit and miss kind of deals with some of their games. Sometimes they've worked, sometimes they haven't, and they've had some layoffs to contend with, but you don't know in this space.
I feel like this game's been around for so long that the landscape that it was originally conceived in doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
Like the world changes so quickly now.
Yeah.
So we'll see if it's relevant. We'll see if it's a hit here in the West.
Yeah, I mean, they had phenomenal success with Guild Wars 2. All right, now let's move on to PlayStation backwards compatibility. I still get asked about this on Twitter almost every single day.
I don't know why we keep wanting to have access to our older games. I don't know why that's the thing we're obsessed with as gamers.
Because they have value. They have
they
real
do have value.
They have real value.
I don't know how many years I have left, and I don't know if I want to spend it playing old games that I've played already.
Well, let's not talk of them as old games. Let's talk about them as important games that everybody should be able to have access to.
I want to hear about tomorrow. I don't want to keep talking about yesterday. Everything the last couple of years has been about yesterday. Forget yesterday. All that matters is tomorrow.
All right. Well, we do have a right now, and that is part 3 of our holiday shopping special. Here we go.
Happy holidays, friends. As promised, we are bringing you our Xbox One recommends for the holiday season. Now, Xbox had a lot of exclusives this year. So, gentlemen, what would be your top choice?
Can I start?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I can't not have this conversation without talking about Rise of the Tomb Raider. This is from our old friends at Crystal Dynamics. Yeah. I cannot believe that there are so few games still to this day that feature strong women at their center. This game has one of the strongest women in video game history. Lara Croft has never been classier. She's never been smarter. She's never been stronger. But I can't believe this is an exclusive for the Xbox One. If you want to play it, that's the only way you can play it.
And what a production powerhouse, too. I mean, it's an absolutely stunning visual and, audio fest, and it's just absolutely gorgeous.
Another game that I can't kind of stop playing right now is Forza Motorsport 6. Once again, Turn 10 Studios, they make incredible racing games. This is their most incredible one yet. I cannot believe the rain effects in this game. I've never seen, real life doesn't have rain this realistic looking.
I have Halo 5 Guardians. Ever heard of it?
Oh, I think I've played a Halo once or twice.
You cannot talk about Xbox One and the Xbox in general without talking about Halo. And Halo 5 is an incredibly strong game. Not so much with the story campaign, especially in the single-player thing. It's a lot more fun when you play with other people.
Do Cortana and Master Chief kiss?
No.
Well, then I'm out.
Stand down, Cortana.
I think a great game that you can play with someone else or with a team of people would be IDAR, but I know we talked about Rocket League for sure, and that is definitely a lot of fun, but if you want to pick up something like this, is just like a soccer game, it's arcadey style, it is a lot of fun. And I do have to go to a more serious story though, and this one is Ori and the Blind Forest. This game completely surprised me, and it's definitely at the top of my list for Game of the Year.
I feel like there was a simplification across the board this year on the game-making front, especially on the Xbox One. And Rare Replay was a compilation of all of Rare's high points and greatest moments in history. I gotta tell you, going back, playing these games again, seeing them again, I think it's a fantastic gift. The other game that comes to mind for me, of course, you can't have this conversation without saying this game, Call of Duty, Black Ops 3. I've never liked Call of Duty. This year I liked this game. I was really seduced by it. The multiplayer was great, even though I prefer the multiplayer on Battlefront a little bit more. And the single player is right there. And I mean, I finished the single player twice.
Base is compromised. No! Get to the APC! Get out of there!
What is Scott doing? Oh God, okay, that scared me. I don't know. He has something in his hand now. What is it?
Vic, this is for you.
Oh, that's for me. Another copy of Halo 5.
And Marissa, this is for you.
You can't have too many of these. But lots of good choices for Xbox One players out there. Happy shopping, everybody. That was fun, and we are educating people as well, aren't we?
That's right. It's a two-step process. And listen, we've got a movie review for you. It's the night before, after the break.
Are we supposed to participate?
No.
Hallelujah!
No. Not that kind of church.
No.
My name's Kathy McCune. My late husband, Grant McCune, was one of the people who worked on Star Wars back in the day. He received the Academy. I think this might be really big.
You know, Marissa, I know I say this a lot on the show, but that was by far my favorite Star Wars memory so far. Try to top it, the rest of you.
We'll see what happens in tomorrow's episode of BB Daily, but right now we're celebrating 25 seasons of the show, so 25 seasons in 25 days. This one comes from season 8. This is actually the 100th episode of EP. Take a look.
The next version of the...
I got poo on my foot.
Nice one, Dale. Yeah, you're looking at it. Hey!
Hike! All right, let's talk about some crappy games then. What do you think?
You are a magnet for poo. He's got him.
Kicker. Ouch! Okay, that's a cut.
Go sniff his gun. Yeah, right. Hey, yay! Oh, hey, yep!
The fact that this person can keep using that same thing again and again is pretty flippin' amazing.
Well, if you love Star Trek games, you're gonna love this next piece. Hey, Sulu, take us to Warp 5. Can I get a little help here, guys? Anyone? Hey, get it.
You know, that was an interesting clip, but I was hoping that Vic would show the one where everybody's wearing zoot suits. That must be another day.
I don't even know if people at home know what zoot suits are.
Oh, they know.
Okay. All right, let's go now. Actually, I want to get into the holiday spirit with you, Jones. Let's go to our review of the night before.
several hours to hit as many Christmas traditions as possible. Nice. And it's gonna be the best night of our lives.
So psyched, man. Awesome.
Maybe it'll be like the new Christmas tradition.
It is time once again, boys and girls, for us all to go a-wassailing. It is the holiday season. What are you laughing at?
My favorite time of year.
We saw the first holiday movie of the year last night. It's called The Night Before. Stars our old friend Seth Rogen.
And JGL.
Yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's in there, and Anthony Mackie as well. Marissa Roberto, what's the premise here? What's the plot?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character had a tragedy happen early in his life. Both of his parents were killed, so basically he's Batman. His two friends rallied around him because his parents actually died the night before Christmas, or they had a funeral before Christmas, or something like that.
Sounds
They
like a
died
morbid
before
movie.
Christmas. Exactly. It started really morbid, except for you have Tracy Morgan reciting or narrating the story beforehand. So it's sad, but it's also funny. So it's what they would call a dark comedy in the beginning. And then we jump into the friendship these three boys turning men have, which is interesting because the whole idea is here that they rally around each other at Christmas. They always get together at Christmas. They have a big blast the night before Christmas. And then the story now takes place their last night before.
What are you guys doing?
We're having a really fun night, actually. We're kind of going, not too hard, but pretty hard. We're kind of just, it's our last night doing the Christmas. End of an era. Last year. Last year.
And that's basically it. You see a lot of other characters in here.
Lots of cameos in here that are all very exciting. Whenever they came on screen, I felt my pulse kind of quicken because I thought something new and exciting was going to happen. And it does. There are new and exciting things that happen. There are surprises along the way. I think the plot is very interesting. I like any of these movies that are in that Judd Apatow kind of vein.
Are we supposed to participate?
No.
Hallelujah!
Not that kind of church.
No.
I didn't really feel like this movie kind of realized its full, true potential.
That's true, especially with the actors that you have in this movie. They've made greatness. I've seen them in great movies before. And I also expect a lot out of Joseph Gordon-Levitt now because he's a writer, director, producer. He does all these things now. He knows how to make something great. And I feel like this is not great, but because I love these actors so much, I'm able to invest a little bit more in the movie. If I didn't see Minnie Kaling in here, if I didn't see James Franco at some point, even Miley Cyrus pops up at one point too, there's so many different actors that you recognize in here that keep pulling you back in for more. And I had a few laugh attacks, I must say.
Yeah, there were, but I really wanted to kind of just see this movie go off the rails. I wanted it to take me someplace, and I feel like all the talent is there. I just feel like there's something kind of lazy at the core of this film.
This movie did bring me down a lot and it's only because they kept trying to drive this message home of just sticking with your friends and being with your friends and being there for your buddies. So all that stuff was bringing me down, but outside of that, like the funny slapping my knees humor moments that happened were just out of the blue, like funny random things that happened that had nothing to do with the story. Those are the best moments in this movie, and those are the ones that I'm gonna hold on to. Plus the Christmas music, which I love.
Really, so seductive. I mean, I really just wanted to fall in love. I wanted to go Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to the mall. I wanted to hear these songs. I don't know why, like it just really put me in a good mood.
Me too. When I got home, I played a certain Christmas song that I listen to every year.
Greensleeves?
No. All I Want for Christmas Is You, and I danced around and everything in my underwear. It was the best.
Weird. Why do you have to do the underwear thing? Listen,
It's the best.
What are you gonna give The Night Before?
It gets a 7.
7 from me as well.
Oh man, I'm gonna get home and blast that Christmas music. I love that movie put me in the mood.
You know what? Right after we shot that, I went out and I bought my cat something really special, guys.
Oh,
Stop looking for it. You're never gonna find it.
So sweet. Remember, you can check out all of our movie reviews on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/EPNTV.
We've got to take a quick break, but when we return, we've got a review of the movie Creed.
Welcome back to EP Daily. I've got a tiny, big toy table for you. Now, if you've been paying attention to us on the show, you know that we had a very good time with the two big Marvel movies of the year, The Avengers, Age of Ultron, and Ant-Man. And these two characters were two of my favorite on screen this year, so I was really anxious to get some cool toys around them. Now, these are relatively affordable Marvel Select action figures. These aren't like the big Hot Toys figures that I would love to have, but this is a pretty damn cool figure. It's not the perfect movie accurate Hulkbuster that we saw on screen. It's more kind of a comic flavored one, but I still love the design and I love the look of it. There is a ton of articulation, moving the legs and all the armor pieces around, so you can actually pose the character in some pretty cool kinds of things. But you know, I just stand these things up. I don't actually take a lot of time to pose all my characters. Sometimes I do.
You're going down. You're going down, Ant-Man.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Ant-Man is actually kind of cool because I've never seen Paul Rudd kind of be interpreted as an action figure, and this must be a hoot for him now. But the coolest thing about this Paul Rudd figure, which I know is a big deal for Marissa because she loves Paul Rudd and loves seeing him on screen in that movie, is that you also get a tiny Ant-Man figure, which is pretty cool. So you can pose this little character and stick him in all kinds of interesting situations near your cat, or near some of your kids' toys or something like that, and do some 2-scale type of photography. I'm a big fan of the Marvel Select line. I think they've done a really, really good job with a pretty limited kind of size, getting a ton of detail into each of these characters. You get quite a bit of toy for the dough, I think, you know? They will definitely stand out on your shelf as they stand out on the toy table. But right now it's time to move from toys to a movie that we just saw called Creed.
And I'm just some bum that's living in your crib. It's nothing.
You're a good kid, a good fighter.
Got a little emotional with last night's screening of Creed because I have grown up with Rocky Balboa and I've seen every one of these movies. Some have been great, some not so good, but this one, wow.
Oh my God, this is so good. This movie is so good. Where do we begin with this movie? First of all, Michael B. Jordan, I loved him so much in Friday Night Lights that I knew he was going to be great in whatever he did. This movie, he has given everything.
He's a mega
and
star.
he runs with it.
Yeah.
Even Sylvester Stallone, oh my God, this guy pulls me in so hard. I believe in everything he says and everything he does.
Well, the first Rocky film was an Academy Award-winning movie, and you know, his performance was the heart of it. You believed in the character, you believed in this kind of dopey, big lug guy that just wouldn't stop and wouldn't say no, and he took a beating, and they recaptured that. It was really powerful, and it was really unique as well because, you know, it's been the Italian stallion all the way along, and here's a totally different kind of perspective and a totally different take.
Straight out of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Straight out of Hollywood. This kid out of LA coming to Philly to try to make it as a boxer on his own.
Yeah.
And we just buy into the story, buy into the love of the story and all of it. I was sitting there riveted. I was riveted for this whole movie.
Oh, and Stallone too. I mean, he goes through some really heavy emotional stuff in there. I mean, he's lost all of the other characters from all of the other movies, you know, and he's really floating through his life, and it's heartbreaking. And what's crazy for me is I've watched this character in theaters. I didn't go to the original. I was too young for the original Rocky in theaters, but I saw a lot of the Rocky movies in theaters. So I've watched Stallone age and mature and transform himself into this role, and it's powerful. It's an amazing movie.
The boxing is incredible.
Being in the ring and hearing, especially go see this in the theater because you can hear people from different seats around the ring yelling and chanting and stuff. It's really, you're there. You're in the ring with the boxers. And beyond that, all of the stuff outside of the ring is powerful as well. It's just an incredibly evocative, fun trip. And I think it's going to be an Oscar contender, this movie.
This is exactly what I want out of not only a boxing movie, but a sports movie in general.
Sure, yeah.
And I want to feel the love, I want to feel the heart and the soul, and you get all of it here. This is by far my favorite movie of the year.
Wow.
And and I loved Avengers, you know that I
Yes,
did, but
yeah.
this takes the cake for me.
What are you giving it?
A 10.
Gets a 9.5 from me. Go see this. If you want more EP, go to our website, epn.tv, for bonus content and full episodes. We're also on Facebook and Twitter. Welcome back to EP Daily. It is time for our Twitter question of the day. This one's from Video Chums. Hi, Video Chums.
Hi, Video Chums.
Seeing as there's so many recent PS2/PS3 remasters, are there any PS1 games that you'd like to see remade, going way back in the time machine?
I'm not sure I was alive when the PS1 came out. Those games they must be covered with dust. You blow them off like an Indiana Jones thing.
There's some classic games, man. Metal Gear Solid 1 was
incredible. You know
incredible.
what? Going back and taking a look at those PS2 games, and we all have been doing that lately, lately. Looking at the PS1 games, boy, those were really old.
Psygnosis was in its prime then, though. They had some incredible PlayStation 1 games. Wipeout, of course, and I would love to see a remake of Wipeout and Wipeout XL. I would love to see Colony Wars, you know, and even Demolition Derby. They had some really cool, or it was called Destruction Derby. They had some really cool games back then.
Very cool system.
And Jumping Flash, wouldn't that be awesome?
I don't know, man.
In VR.
I've known you for years, and you still continue to reveal new, nerdier levels within yourself.
I've got a lot of nerdy levels, and you can watch a lot of them because we're uploading some of our classic content on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/EPNTV.
And that's it for today's show, but tune in tomorrow. We've got part 4 of our holiday shopping guide. Thanks for watching, everybody.
See you tomorrow.
EP would like to thank its sponsors, Nintendo, Xbox. EP's mobile coverage is brought to you by Gameloft, makers of Asphalt 8 Airborne, which you can play on your Android or iOS device for free right now.
He's pretty much got almost everything, the gamer that has everything. So whenever the holidays come around, I'm never quite sure what to get him.
When's the last time somebody came in looking for a GameCube?
A couple days ago, actually.